Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Let's Talk, the series where we use curious methods to breed. This is your friendly neighborhood birdman, and today we're talking Alien Romulus. Rain and her android Andy are stuck on a Weyland-Yutani mining colony where she works in an attempt at earning passage to another planet. Her ex-boyfriend and his crew hatch a plan to commandeer cryo chambers from a derelict space station in order to leave the colony, but they need the android's ability to interface with the ship. However, when they get there, they find out precisely why the space station was abandoned in the first place. So this film is what is known as an interquel, or a film set between two previous films in the series, those being Alien and Aliens. I feel like I should say that because even my friends and I were confused as to where this film sits in the timeline, most of us concluding this was a sequel to Covenant and a prequel to Alien. In that respect, the film very much feels standalone, but very much in the same vein as the original film, and I couldn't help but feel like this film wears the veneer of the first movie, but that's about it. Let's talk about the good. The atmosphere of this film is very much Alien and way less Aliens, which is very much to my liking. I prefer science fiction horror over science fiction action in my Alien movies, and that by itself is enough to sell the film to a lot of people. It's definitely not a slow burn, but it takes some time to lay a moody foundation, giving you thick, foggy hallways, blood-red lighting, and run-down retro-futuristic equipment reminiscent of the first movie. It's here that the movie is at its best, with some jaw-dropping cinematography and insane special effects. Just the scenes in space are incredible, and the usage of sound in this film is inspired. Seriously, if you're going to see this film, it is a requirement that you see it in a theater with the best sound system you can find. Do not cheat yourself and heed my words. The aliens are great in this film. This is the first Alien film that I can remember that makes the facehuggers an actual threat. And I know how weird that sounds to fans of this franchise, but you'll just have to trust me. The film features some spectacular body horror straight out of the twisted mind of H.R. Giger. The xenomorph is as dangerous as ever, and there's even a wicked surprise reminiscent of a later Alien film that I won't spoil for you here. Let's just say people in my showing audibly reacted. The plot is something of a weak point in my estimation. With how easily the crew manages to reach the space station, one wonders why they were even stuck on the mining colony in the first place. Granted, the film explains this with the distance they are from the location they want to go, but it just felt like an excuse to get into space. And on that note, I didn't really much care for the crew this time around. One thing the original did very well was not place overt emphasis on the protagonist to the point that you didn't know Ripley was going to be the final girl, but I could feel this film's preferred characters from the jump. I'm not calling the movie predictable, but the film is very much on the nose about who you're supposed to like and who you're supposed to want to see die. And stupidly, the film's marketing ruins one of the film's deaths, and considering there are literally 6 crew members, that was one of the dumbest mistakes since Terminator 2's trailer. I also thought this movie felt a little empty, similar to an episode of Goosebumps. Like, once the credits began to roll, I wasn't quite sure I was satisfied. I wish they would have prolonged the mystery of the creatures and be a real throwback to Alien. Instead, the pacing felt a little rushed, almost as if they couldn't wait to start killing the crew. I think my issues with the crew may have been assuaged had we spent more time with them, but alas, the film is very much satisfied with its focal characters, so here we are. There is also something that will piss some people off, but it is a huge spoiler, so I'll have to talk around it. Basically, the filmmakers make a choice that we've seen done in other Disney movies that may come across as poor taste, although I think fans of this franchise may like it. My only real issue with it is that the effect is laughably bad, to the point where it looks tacked on at the last minute, and it's very noticeable considering the outstanding digital and practical effects of this film. In the end, I'm going to recommend this movie. It's actually quite scary, owing a lot of that to its superb sound design. If you're watching this in IMAX or Dolby, and you should, this film will make you jump once or twice. Visually, it is stunning, and the space scenes are some of the best in film, let alone this franchise. If you're like me and you prefer Alien to Aliens, this movie's atmosphere will butter your biscuit, and you'll leave the theater satisfied. What brings the score down for me is the thinnish plot, unlikable characters, and lack of character-building moments. I really wish the movie spent more of its 2 hours making us care about the people in this horrifying situation. That's really why Alien alien worked. We cared about the crew, and when that parasite burst out of Kane's chest, we were as horrified as the actors were. B+.